What is your definition of what a female is or what a female represents?
Society has blurred and confused and divided the household, the unity between man and woman so much.
The feminine is art, right? It's like creation. A girl's job, honestly, is to create beauty in this world.
What does it say about you as the person that is just going for the easy access all the time?
Yeah, you might think you're feminine, but you're still grinding. You're still trying to be slay queen. And
Not many men teach their sons on how to treat a woman or how to treat another partner.
there's an energy exchange, yeah? So think about what type of quality of information and influence are you allowing into your field?
All you need to do is make sure you know yourself first. Work on yourself. World news right now. Hot topic.
I didn't know.
Hot topic is these transgenders boxing, right? In the Olympics.
I would reframe the topic. I said, let's talk about femininity and what it means to be
Yes.
a female or, feminine.
Yes, but also emphasizing that divine femininity isn't the transgenders boxing.
Yeah,
People are tripping out.
I didn't
People
know.
are confused.
I didn't know.
I'm training little kids in boxing and they're watching the Olympics and they're asking questions,
Ooh, okay.
right? They're tripping out. So
I didn't know this. I obviously haven't been watching the Olympics.
So yeah, what is divine femininity? Am I saying it correct? Femininity?
Femininity.
Is it?
Even I struggle.
Is
yeah.
it femininity?
Yeah, femininity.
Fuck.
That's
Mate, we wouldn't be good bone thugs in harmony. So yeah, what is defined femininity? Because we are seeing both sides of the spectrum here, aren't we? We're seeing OnlyFans style femininity and show off and really much like, I don't know, what can you say? Like, look at me, femininity the whole time. And then you've got even an athletic side at the peak of performance, which is the Olympics, providing a platform. And that's what people are seeing in female or women boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very blurry right now, isn't it?
Well, let me
Very
ask you, right? What is your definition of what a female is or what a female represents? Because the femininity is what a female represents to you. So what do you reckon that is?
All right. So since a kid to now, my vision or feeling of a female hasn't changed. When I think of female, I think of softness. I think of like a flower. I don't know why a flower comes to me. Petals, a nice flower. Softness, blossom, nurturing, looking after kids, cooking, cleaning, keeping the household under control. And honestly, doing everything that a man cannot do naturally or with intuition, right? So everything I know that doesn't come to me through intuition, I imagine that the female does, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
it's like yin and yang, man.
Yeah.
I know what I can do naturally without even thinking about it, okay? It comes to me naturally through my body, through my mind, through my cells. I know. It's a knowing. The things I don't know, I feel the woman fills the gap for that, right? And then as a kid, I've always felt that's what it is, and that's why we come together, right? To become one, because I'm useful in certain ways, and the female is useful in certain ways, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense? And I just feel like that is the easiest way for me to explain, and I've always felt this, and it's never changed. So, and I do know that life demands females to step up in certain roles, okay? But then there's also the other side of that where I see men stepping down from doing certain things, or certain way in certain ways. So it's fucking blurry.
I think it needs to be redefined. All right, let's base this on just you and me,
Mm-hmm.
my relationship with you, how I see you, your relationship to me, how you see me, right? Obviously, externally, I'm not in dresses. I'm not wearing like softer tones and, lace and all that stuff. Do you consider me female, feminine?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In what way? Why?
Well, straight away, on a physical form, you're a female. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to even second guess it. Okay,
Yep.
it's there.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is I understand your nurturing side. Okay, and because we have a relationship and a friendship, I know, well, I see more of you. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I've never seen you in a dress. I've never seen you in heels. Never. Will I never see you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's also a great thing. That is like, actually, Jessie said it to me the other day. She's like, would Aisha ever wear a dress? Because we said it's your birthday and whatnot.
Yeah.
Would she ever wear a dress? I said, I don't know. But there's times she's worn a dress.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, fuck, we were talking about it. And we're like, I wonder what she looks like in a dress. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's exciting. That's nice. That's like something you can look forward to as well. And I think that, like it's not fucking rocket science. Seriously. It's not rocket science to look at you and go, yes, you're a feminine.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we get along very well? Yeah, we do. Our personalities are very similar. But then, like everything that you do, that if anyone could say, oh, she's not very feminine, but the things that you do that they could say is just you looking after yourself. Like what? Train hard, exercise. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's no confusion there.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's how I see it too, because I think people focus so much on a very surface level understanding or understanding, like good old Rob. Yeah, understanding of
Robbie.
of what something is or what it represents, right? So externally, I feel like I still make effort now and then to do something where I feel a lot more feminine than other days, and even if I dress a certain way, I do feel like the way I brush my hair or the way I whatever, it will be like it's those caring elements of like me showing up a certain way, taking respect and pride for how I show up. It's got that feminine element, but what people don't realize, it's I'm very nurturing. I love being a mum. I'm a home person. Like me and the kids were learning knitting, and we were doing knitting. I like to clean. I love. I think women should, because the love and things that you put into your own house when you clean your own house, when you cook your own food, man, it's so different, right? When you're caring, it's our natural state. When you're nurturing and caring and raising and gathering, it's our natural state, right? That's not to say that there's not another side of the feminine, which it's crazy to see. Like, you just try and mess with a mum, see what comes out of her, and that's also really, really needed. And I think at times in life I was one or the other. I have learned through my own journey that both are beautiful, but I was stuck at times to be that mum who was always going to protect and and slowly I got to integrate both parts of myself. And when you really do tap into being that feminine, you'll understand, man, sacredness is important too. Intimacy is important too, right? I don't want to expose myself. I don't want everybody to have access to me, right? Because if you think about that flower you were talking about, it blossoms, it blooms. It's not trying to go, here I am, everybody, look at me, and what kind of attention am I drawing? I think we've missed the beauty of how strong a really resilient, intimate relationship with yourself is, and the people that you love. I feel like a lot of females are, because they felt like back in the days they were either called slutty or, they were shamed and stuff, that the opposite has sort of come up, which is like they're really pushing against that.
Yeah.
And to push against that, they got to go hyper the other way, which is, I'm going to show you I own my body, I own my power, I own. But I looked into that too. I was like, what is that? What is that about? Like, what is the need for it? And you're still in reaction to the thing that you got called or that you got labeled. It's not coming from your sense of self, because I also know when I work out, when I am working on my body, mate, I know what I look like naked. I don't. Why would I need you to then go, okay, don't bloody smile, mate?
I'm laughing at
But it's funny because it's like, what you look like, man. Even you, like, no one knows you got friggin' abs and stuff because you don't
Until
walk
I wear
around.
the budgies.
Yeah, I was, bro, I was smack
Until
that.
the budgies come
No,
out. Brr, brr.
disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think when a person has a really good relationship with themselves, whether it's a masculine or a feminine, you don't really have to put it out there.
That's
It's
right.
nice that you keep it for Jesse, mate. Like,
Yeah.
why should everybody have access to
Because
that?
it's who you're doing it for,
Yeah,
what I mean?
and it's yourself first, but then it's
Mm.
nice to have intimate relationship. I feel like feminine for me is so, like, it's so intimate for me. It's like I love having close relationships and having, being softer. And I like I said, I do geometry. I'll knit. I even know stitching. People would not even believe it, but I understand. I used to love art. I used to love being creative. I'm like, if we're really going to do this whole movement with, go the feminine, then why aren't we getting girls to do art? Why aren't we getting girls to learn knitting?
moving more in
Why
that way
aren't
again.
why aren't we creating again? Why aren't we being creators? Why is it exposing? Why is it look at me? Why is it like attention driven? Why isn't it the subtleness of those beautiful ways of expressing that energy through us? Like, we've lost that. And I realize that school's taken it out, systems, it's not valued. Like, we can just go purchase because everything is like high demand, you can get it. But we've lost art, and the feminine is art, right? It's like creation, and it's like, look back at the buildings. You can tell a building that had feminine elements to it, had design, had curvature. It, like, even the door handles were like carved.
Yeah, they were fancy
right?
looking.
It was. Do you see?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you see how it was more? It had curves, man. Right? It was like you couldn't predict. It wasn't shape. It wasn't straight and narrow and sharp. And I was like, look at the world, look at nature. It has curves. Like, why have we taken out that element of the feminine out of the individual? Why do you think it's all about attention grabbing? That's not feminine. It's great you can move like that. I think the body should move like that. But how we're doing it, and are we doing it in reaction to because we were shamed and sort of made to feel disgusting in the past? Like, I think, I look at it and I think, be an art. If you're going to do makeup, do it with an artistic form, do it with that element. It's not just sort of like, here I am. Because I think that's the other thing that you can't teach someone who is a man wanting to be a woman certain things, right? They can. We all have the elements of masculine and feminine inside each other, but you cannot say the way I would express or the way I would actually know how to feed my baby or know how to do certain things that is of nature. How are you going to learn that? It's not a learning. We focus on intellectual learning, but it's not an intellectual learning.
It's a knowing.
It's an instinct.
Deep down instinct, yeah.
It's an instinct. And we're not focusing on that. We're just looking on the surface levels, and that's why I'm glad you're a guy. Like, even though I still consider myself like a little tomboy, I still have a lot of feminine elements in me that people don't know because they don't know me. And like you said, because you know me so well, I've got those nurturing things that are more feminine than what people that doing the eyelashes and doing the, dresses and stuff. They think they're feminine. That's why I always say to people, I'm like, yeah, you might think you're feminine, but you're still grinding. You're still trying to like be slay queen but your kid's at home with a nanny
Or you see him like, growing up, going to the city. Yeah, they're dressed up feminine, but they're acting like wild beasts.
Exactly.
They're acting like, they're overly intoxicated. They got their shoes in their hand. They're spitting on someone. They're like, hey, fucking this. And they're acting like disgusting, messy. They're not acting like that soft, nurturing. And I used to have this conversation with people and I said, look, I used to say to him, men can come across as pigs,
Mm.
right? It's not something to be proud of.
No, but yeah,
But
it makes sense.
If you've got that, why do you want to be that too?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to be that too? So it's okay for men to go around and do this and root around. All right, it's sweet. So if that's dirty, why do you want to be dirty?
Yeah.
That's why I used to say to him, if you're saying that is dirty, and I agree, like, all right, cool. Why do you want to be that?
Well, that's
Why
my
are you
whole
saying that if
point.
they can do it, I can do it?
Yeah. Why do you want to be equal in that?
That doesn't make sense.
It
Do you
doesn't
know what I
make
mean?
sense. So tell me something. When you look at a girl, and that's the other thing though, like I also know that men look at girls that look a certain way. And
Certain
then
men.
oh,
Certain
look
men.
at you go, bro.
Boom, boom,
Boom.
chicka, chicka, boom.
Okay, yeah,
Certain
exactly.
men,
So
yeah.
that's a good point to make. So exactly, like you catch the fish that you use the bait, and you'll get the fish that you've bloody.
Insecure men. Insecure men will look at the easiest bait.
Okay.
And the easiest bait.
Be honest
at
though,
most
man.
of
Do
the
you reckon
time-
you don't look? You don't reckon? I don't look, man.
I'll be honest, because there's times when I've felt doubtful about myself, insecure, when when I am not centered and not feeling. If I'm not in my true masculine, I've looked.
Spot on.
I know this. I've looked.
Yeah, it's when
Right,
you feel.
I pay a lot of attention to it. Yeah. And what's the easiest bait in the sea? The one that's revealing itself to you the whole time, that you can see. The fish you can't see, right? You need faith. You need faith for that.
Well, there's a
Do you know what I
thing.
mean?
There's a getting to know. Yeah.
Getting to know that you need faith. You need faith to go.
And also, you know that
if I spark conversation, and let's say that you're out and your goal is to sleep with someone that night, right?
Yeah. What are you going to look at?
What are you going to go for? The one that needs a bit of work and talk and get to know her a little bit, or you're going to go for the easy bait that's sitting there going, "Hey,
take me.
I'm half naked. I'm floozy already. Let's go."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the other thing. What does it say about you as the person that is just going for the easy access all the time? And then they're going to complain one day when their partner isn't who they thought it was, or isn't living the life they thought they imagined their wife to be or their girlfriend to be. It's like, yeah, but what did you catch to begin with?
Yeah.
And with what intention did you catch it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Were you in your true masculine? Were you solid enough that you valued yourself so high that your value didn't come from, I am worth more tonight if I catch something. If I go and I pick up a chick tonight at the club, if I pick up two, my mate picks up one, I'm worth more.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your value system for yourself as a man? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you look at society now, what do you think is the most valuable thing in your eyes in a female? What do you think her qualities like? What are the qualities you would consider? Because that's changed for me, man, massively.
I look at society now, and the first thing that comes to my mind is protecting children and cleaning up a landscape that is very messy at the moment for kids. So it would be a woman who is okay to let a man do what a man needs to do. And she is okay doing what the woman is supposed to do. Okay? Not saying, but this is mine, and, you get to go and do that. And, when you go to work, and I hear it everywhere. When you go to work, it's, you have time away, and that's messy shit. Okay? That is blurred vision from every angle. A woman that goes, well, no, I'm going to stay home and do this, actually empowers the man.
Yeah.
Okay?
True, man.
It empowers the man. It empowers the man, because the man eventually, after some bitching and moaning, will pack his shit, grab it and say, okay, time for me to get in those trenches and remember what it means to be a masculine, to be a man. Because you're capable of doing so. Society has blurred and confused and divided the household, the unity between man and woman so much, okay, that who's going to cop it after all this? Who's the one that's really getting the shit end of the stick? It's going to be the kids, right? It's going to be the kids. They don't have the intellect right now to understand everything that they see a man and woman argue about, or what they see on a TV, or what they read or what they hear. But actions is very important.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They see things and you know, especially when kids are very much so not going to sit there and come at you with a strategic plan. Kids aren't going to think about, how can I ask for this? But really what I'm meaning is this, this, and this, because I want to get this. They just see what they see, and that's what their reality is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They don't have that ability to like perceive it in, oh, they don't really mean this, or that they don't really, this is different, this is what it is. They'll just, yeah, exactly.
They see
take
it for what it is.
Take it for what
you
it
know
is.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I was, you know, right now, if I was 18, 19, 20 and I was going out with my mates, social, clubbing, bars, whatever, I would have to really know what I want as a man. And if at some stage in my life I want to get married and have kids and have a family of my own and leave that type of legacy, I would, you know, not waste my time fucking around and mixing my energy with other things right now. I would go, you know, honestly, the first thing I would do is make sure I'm true as a man, true masculine. So making sure my foundations are ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
And then you will attract the right woman in your life. But yeah, if I could, if I was that young person now,
okay,
I would do that.
What about the people that always tell the guys, you know, they get the advice, go sleep around, go be with as many women as you.
Yeah, and it's sad because I hear it from parents still.
Ah?
Yeah, I hear it from parents when I listen when I'm out at restaurants and I hear conversations and I pay attention to things and I hear like, oh, you know, you're young, live your life.
So that's what I'm saying. What is this?
Yeah, but live your life like what? Why are you acting like your life is finishing tomorrow? Like, go live your life, go to Europe, go do this, go do that. Everyone lives from a lack position, a perspective of something's going to run out. You don't have enough of it.
Please go and like go do everything. You can't. You can't sleep with everybody anyway. I look at that advice and I think far out. How much people's shit do you take on in that process? Like every time you're engaging with someone sexually, right? There's an energy exchange,
100%.
man. And I'm like, even to look at porn, there's an energy exchange. Yeah. So think about what type of quality of information and influence are you allowing into your field? Because I tell you something, man, when you are a person who's going out in nature painting trees, I'm not saying I don't do that, but I'm just giving an example. There's a different structure being made around your energetic field, right? Because that's what determining how your body, how your mind, how everything is sort of like expressing itself on a physicality. Yeah, it's our field. Now you've got people that are in that field having sex, having drugs, and you know drinking, and then also porn and all that. Imagine that field. Imagine the information, the influence, the integration of that into their field and what they are sort of like doing and how they feel. Why would you want to tell your kids to do that?
I don't get it. Like, doesn't sit well with me.
I don't care if you're a guy, and this really does my head in because I'm like, bro, you think honestly? I'm talking about boys and girls.
How old's
It's my son.
100%.
I would never tell my son to go and load that stuff. Like I would say, dude, how much respect do you have for yourself? Like quality, man. Think about type of value and quality you want in your life. Yeah. How are even men? And I know, man, they walk around like they think that that's the best piece of advice you can give, and mates support mates of like, yeah, man, go for it. Like, how are you doing that? And girls now do it too. And I was like, wow, like that's crazy.
Mate, what do you mean? I'm on Instagram and I've seen this shit come up, and they look like podcast setups or interviews where they're talking to these girls, and a lot of the girls end up having an OnlyFans account, and at the end of it, you realize they're talking about their OnlyFans account, but like. Yeah, my body count is, 50, or I once slept with 100 guys in 1 month. Girls.
No.
So I hear, I go, what the fuck? And I look at it. And then it becomes a debate. They got girls sitting on one side. They end up all having OnlyFans accounts. And then there's these couple of guys here that are then giving them questions, and they're debating back and forth.
Okay, what are they debating?
They're fucking shit. Like they're debating.
Like what's the guy saying to them?
Debating like, well, so you think you're not a slut? If and then they're saying, well, no, I've got enough money to fucking buy a Ferrari. Can you buy your son a Ferrari? Like all that stupid shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? And I look at that and I go, fuck, man. I've got a daughter and a son.
Same.
This is fucked. You know what I mean? I look at that, I go, nah. And then what am I going to do? Go tell my son when he's 16, 17, 18, nah, mate, don't settle down. Don't find someone that you can love and care and build a life and a legacy and family together and conquer whatever you want to do together. No. Go fucking root around. Go on these yachts here and there. Go all around the world. Live your life.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Why though? Why? You haven't even thought on the experience you can have with your wife and kids. With meeting some
even before
Nothing.
wife and kids, what about just you? What about your
100%.
standards? What about your standards?
But this is what I'm saying. Then you've become rubbish in a way, and then you want gold.
Yeah.
When it's time to settle down, you expect gold from the world. You expect gold from a partner. You expect gold from everything. But all you did was devalue yourself in the process, or tell the universe and tell life, I'm this messy thing. But now I want clean,
Quality.
perfect, diamond cut. And I expect that.
Yeah.
But you're not that to begin with. You haven't even laid the foundation for that. You haven't sent the message for that. You know, my son's 5 years old. He now's like, Mom, am I going to meet a beautiful girl?
Oh,
Like,
does he say
he
that?
says all these things. He's got a couple of girlfriends already, he reckons, or whatever. And he's got that charisma about himself. It's cool. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's harmless.
Zeus does it too.
It's harmless. It's building his confidence.
Yeah.
Whatever,
It's
right?
cute. It's cute.
It's cute. But I do tell him, slow down, son. Don't worry about it. He asks a lot of deep questions, like me as a kid. What age am I going to meet someone? How many kids do I have to have? He's asking all these things now, right? Even to the point he's already telling me what he's going to do as a job and how he's going to do it, all that stuff, right? I said, son, all you need to do is make sure you know yourself first. Work on yourself. Not, you got plenty of time, son. Go, have a party, live your life to the fullest, all that shit.
And that's fine, but I think when they're coming from it, that's meaning more like go enjoy, go root around,
That's what they
go
mean.
drink.
I don't mean live your life to the fullest, like watch every sunrise, watch every sunset and go, fuck, this is sick.
Yeah.
No.
Go be of service. Go do some really scary stuff.
Yeah.
Become someone.
100%.
Yeah.
Push boundaries.
Learn about yourself.
They're not talking about that. We know what they mean by it. Like, do that before you get tied down.
Yeah.
But with Roman, I tell him no. I go, Roman, you got to first. And I said to him, to do that, son, to meet the right person, to answer your questions, you need to do yourself first. You got to work on yourself first. And he's like, oh, okay. And mate, it's not hard to give that advice to the people who need it the most, which are the kids that are asking these questions, right? Instead of telling them what their sexual parts are and all this other shit at 5 or 6 years old, right? First, get them to understand them. Work on themselves first. Start setting those type of foundations a little bit. You know what I mean?
100%. And that's the thing though. Like I even look at that as masculinity. I'm like, you know, a father getting his son to drink with him, they think that's being a man. But I'm like, oh, did you go actually teach him how to like make stuff? Like, did you actually teach him how to hammer the thing and fix a tap now? And did you teach him how to like go and maybe camp? And did you teach him to do something where he has to like face a fear? You know, back in the day, that was what a man would pass on to his son. Not friggin' go get me a beer from the fridge and let's drink up. Yeah, and now the culture's changed so much that they think that, you know, you're stepping into manhood by what? By what? Drinking. Easy, mate.
I'll tell you something. Even doing those things, like a man teaching physical attributes like that, not many men, right, teach their sons on how to treat a woman or how to treat another partner.
But that's what I was saying. I'm going to come to that. You got to start at the basics, right?
100%.
I was like, look at it on how do you build a healthy man? You got to build their body. You got to then build their mind. You got to build their emotions. You got to, build a lot of things. And I said, so that's what I'm saying though, but it's come down to a dad just going, hey man, you're a man now, drink up at the pub, or drink up with me or go root around. Yeah.
Or dads, tagging along. This happens, bro.
Well, don't tell me that.
Or
it's
having
disgusting.
parties. Yeah, have your party at my house. Invite.
Yeah, and how old are you?
The dads will invite their mates.
To perv on the little ones.
Yeah, because they feel like mad dogs
disgusting.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
bro,
that's the problem.
If you haven't gone past that by the age of mid-20s, I don't know, man, what you were doing. I don't know. But yeah, and even for women, I think we have also lost the boat a bit. Our creativity, our flow, our wildness, our expression, it's been channeled into what, man? Look how revealing I can be. Look how I can twerk and shake and jiggle. Man, I'm sure we got better qualities than that, And it's I'm grateful to go and do that with your partner in the room. Great, good
100%,
on you.
There's a time and place for that.
100%. But I'm why isn't me having a veil so good? Why isn't having that covering there so empowering, so sexy, so that is a feminine? Why do I have to it doesn't make sense to me, man. We're losing the subtleness of life.
It's crazy. You look at cultures around the world and it's very hard to find the middle placement. You look at cultures and they're all very extreme. You got countries that are twerking and saying vile shit like it's normal, accepted. And then you've got cultures that
you can't say shit.
You can't say nothing. They're fully covered. They can't even speak.
But this is my whole point though, right? They haven't been taught to find out their divinity within themselves, because if you need to structure a society one way or the other, this is what you fall into, this is what you're allowed to do, well, then that person has not really investigated their own divinity, right? Do you know, the more I got to explore myself and understand who I am and what it means to be a woman in today's day and age, the more I got to understand strength in reverence, strength in the veil, strength in having intimacy, strength in a covering, strength. Man, it is beautiful, because think about it. A man should be a little bit more open and honest, but the girl should be shielded, should be protected. It's a protection. Girls like that. I don't care what you think you like, man, but no girl has ever said to me they don't like it when a man protects them or when someone looks after them. No girl has told me that. They can say, yeah, we're the princess, we save ourselves. I'm not talking about that, man. It feels nice to be looked after and covered and protected, and I love that about being a girl. Even like I said, you don't have to look a certain way. Even me being me, I freaking love that. It's the best. And I think, I want my girls to start being artists now. I actually value, what I support in them now. Hey, do you want to learn music? Let's do art together. Let's paint. Let's create beauty. A girl's job, honestly, is to create beauty in this world.
100%,
right? And I'm why are we focusing so much on exposure, but not creating beauty and art where we move and walk? This, because I come from the Indian background, it's beautiful when I notice now, they say little things when a girl walks on the earth, it walks different to a man, dude. Do you know, the way they walk and it's beauty. It's adding that element to wherever they go. And we're denying that and we're just exposing and over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. Like how you said, then there'd be wording and phrases to really,
emphasize what a beauty of a woman.
When I listen to Arabic music,
it is,
right?
Isn't it? Yes.
Even Jesse won't understand it, but I listen to it. I said to her, you don't understand the words they're using.
Yeah.
They are worshipping the feminine.
Yes.
The man is not. It's different to English music. Yeah, it's not. anything that could come across as degrading or desperate.
No.
It is like expressing with the most beautiful words they could find in nature.
That's what it is, though.
They compare it to always either something like a gazelle's
A
eyes.
deer, I was going to say, yes.
Or a flower.
Like the way they walk is
the way
so,
that
yeah,
everything
exactly.
is elegant.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
yes.
So then I listen to that music, I go, fuck. And and then I don't know, man. Like you just look at it and then that's what
makes
I'm
you
talking
think,
about
though, doesn't
well,
it? Doesn't it make you think, though?
Makes
Because
you
I
think.
do. I look at my girls and I'm like, something came over me in the last few months, and I was like, hey, man, imagine walking around as a female and having this intention to create more beauty in the world, to create more art in the world. That's our nature. So guess what I started to do with the girls at home? And Zuz does it too. Like we started to go back and say, oh, God, let's knit together. Let's create. Let's draw. Let's do this. And you know how good it feels for the soul? Because it's what we're good at. And it's like we forget that that's who we are. We're art. We are the creators of beauty.
And guys are supposed to be the protectors.
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know, at the end of this whole message is, guys, if you want to see what we're talking about, that beauty, that expression, men fall back into being protectors.
Take
every
that,
moment
yes.
you see an opportunity to protect.
And please, not just your wife, not just
your
sister,
society.
Society. Not just your your child, like everyone. If you go to a club and you see, try and find beauty in that female. 100%. Don't look at the other side of it. Look at, hey, can I find art and beauty in this girl
100%.
in front of me? You know, you do that. Trust me, she'll change.
Look her ass or boobs every time she's talking. Look at her eyes and don't lose contact with her eyes. And then compliment her eyes.
Yeah.
Say something.
Or notice if she's shy. Notice if she's shy. Even compliment that.
You know, start from somewhere of softness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And create that safe society again for women, man.
100%.
Because I'm going to say, because I'm a man, right? That's the responsibility of a man. So my message to men is to do that. Don't bitch and moan about what you see. Start taking action in how we're going to change that, how we're going to improve it. Because it's only going to then give energy and power to the other side to do their part as well.
Yeah, and imagine like if every single guy went out with that intention of like, you know what, if I'm ever somewhere and I can be a safety for that female, like imagine going out your Saturday nights, just having fun, but knowing that, hey man, I am going to look after my sister, or even if you find someone very sexually attractive, I'm going to protect her first.
Yeah.
I'm going to look after her first.
100%.
Imagine you go out on a Saturday night with that intention, man, what that does for the other side, you know? And like I said, for the females now to go out and leave your essence of beauty. Yeah. Like beauty is so subtle. Beauty's so, like, you can't deny beauty. Like you know,
it can be a smile.
Exactly.
A smile.
Exactly.
Instead of like,
or even when someone makes a little trip and they look back and it's like, there's that, you know, little moment. Yeah. That moment is beautiful, you know, like
100%.
You picked up something or you created something or you doodled something on a piece of paper. That's the beautiful thing of a feminine man, creativity, right? We make babies, we create, we're passionate. So, you know, you also go out into the world on Saturdays and Friday nights and say, how can I leave back a little bit of my beauty?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And see how you can do that. You know, it could be could just be a smile for someone, a hello, a eye contact. And it's like, imagine everyone had that intention to go out and just put that out there instead of going out and trying to conquer the other sex and trying to take from the other sex. What if your thing is to leave something behind, leave a sense of something behind?
That's great. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, these are things that, you know, both sides can do from today onwards, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's it, mate. We got to really look at society, and if it's things that don't sit well. And
dude, don't try and be the same, man. Appreciate each other. I'm glad me and Zuz were different. 100%. Like, we laugh and we're like little brothers when we hang out, but, you know, I know that he's a man, and glad, and and he knows that I'm a female, and we interact on that level too. We have deep conversations on that stuff too. It's very, very, we have that care for each other based on actually the feminine and the masculine. We don't care for each other. I don't care for you as a brother, like as in like a boy to boy. I actually care for you as a feminine looking after the masculine, you know, and I feel the same of him. So, beautiful episode, I think.
Beautiful episode. She's almost 50 years old today. 47.
47 today.
And that's a great episode, and it excites me. It honestly does.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, change can happen.
I can, man. Like,
so,
please, go out and men, make a commitment to make your presence be felt. Like you are someone 100%. So strong and someone so trustworthy and someone so something protective.
So solid.
Yeah,
when
solid.
You walk into that room, something so solid.
Yeah.
Your aura is there, and honestly, that is where I went wrong. That's where I went wrong when I was younger, right? Wanted to be this loud fucking attention seeker to feel like you're part of the whole thing.
It's the take,
right?
yeah.
But now just being a bit more quieter, more reserved, more internal again, working on myself every single day, and just feeling this stableness.
Yeah, and
right?
that makes women feel like, wow,
100%.
You're the one. And imagine women then, mate.
And now when I see women, my eyes perceive a different story.
Exactly.
It's the subtleties, the hair change, the eye colours, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that I pick up on.
yeah.
You did this, you did this.
Yeah, even if they have like a little crooked tooth, you're like, ooh, that thing. It's the subtleness.
It's easy to then say, hey, did you do something to your hair?
Yeah.
Because as much as women want that before, whether it's from your partner or anyone in society, right? Men aren't going to just be like, oh, yeah, we noticed you did your hair or your eyes are this colour or whatever. We're not going to know that because the, imbalanced man is looking at everything else.
Yeah, true.
But those subtleties, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why it's all about attention. It's like a marketing thing now. The whole society is based on marketing and attention. So that's why we're saying, stop marketing. Stop marketing. Leave behind beauty, mate.
Leave marketing for the marketing agencies.
Please. Right? And you have a heart-centered intention of like, hey, instead of taking tonight, what can I leave behind?
Yeah.
What can I leave behind?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
We have just made so many successful marriages.
Friendships, marriages, anything.
Yeah. So if you
Thank
need,
you guys.
what are those people called? Celebrants. We'll start a celebrant company. All right. See you guys. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mate that's only looking at bums and boobs.
Wait, stop. What? I want you to sing happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. You're old but look young. Happy birthday to ya. You like that one?
I love it.
All right, sweet.
Thanks, brother.
That was my femininity.
Coming out.
There
you go.
Peace up, A-Town. Until next time, subscribe.
Follow.
And
share.
And share.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Don't forget, guys, to please subscribe. Check out our website to stay up to date with events, merch, and just to get in touch with us.
Also, follow us on Instagram. We post a lot of good shit and funny shit.
You'll find that at the B.Human movement. Until next time, guys, please remember to be human.